Quite a dire couple of days for AEW. We're about to get into that. I think it's absolutely amazing. I really do. I think it is absolutely amazing. Wrestling is amazing. But you know what's not amazing? The fans of wrestling. Eh? The fans are such a problem in wrestling. And last night we saw why. So, if you're a big follower of either Being the Elite or AEW, you may or may not know already that the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, have deactivated / deleted their Twitter accounts. The obvious speculation from some fans was that it's a work, and I said, well, that's not the obvious speculation. The obvious speculation is that they're done with your bullshit. I'm a positive fan, and I try my best to be a positive fan, but oh my god, the amount of hate that you get from people nowadays is ridiculous. Like, they created AEW from the fans, and so many fans are attacking them. And it's not even AEW's fault. I accredit most of that down to WWE, because that's what they do. They do that to their own wrestlers. If they refuse to sign or they announce they're leaving, they get buried, they get butchered. They try to make them subject to abuse from the fans. And when they announced the Wednesday Night War, I mean, this was always going to happen, you know, in my opinion, because the WWE encourages and provides a very toxic atmosphere, very toxic people. And it is a shame that the Young Bucks, who made their name online, is now having to deactivate online accounts because of the fans. And I say fans by the broadest stretch of the word. Okay, I have a car at the impound, so I can't get it. Like, is that serious? Right, whatever.
So,
hang on, we'll get into it in just a moment. I'm just a little bit flustered about the car. Give me that. You son of a bitch. Right, so I just can't believe that the Young Bucks have felt like they've needed to quit Twitter. And yes, I'm going to blame this on the fans. I don't think this is a work. I think this is the fans. In fact, you know what? I will go as far to say I know it's the fans. Because I'm on Twitter. I read what gets said. And oh my god. Like, it's not even the fact that everyone thinks they're a critic because I think I'm a critic. It's when people know they're not critics, so instead of saying something which they perceive to be critical, it's actually offensive because they don't have a clue what they're talking about. So to justify it being a good burn to a celebrity, they've got to take it to a personal level. So that's what everyone's been doing. They've been taking things to personal levels with everyone, and I'm not going to say this just happens with AEW. Look at WWE. Their fans are so dumb that they're sending death threats to stars in the WWE over stories. And it's like, why do you think that is? It's because people have never been so insecure in their life. And that's why they're firing all the hate. And guess what? Wrestling flourished before social media. Right? Social media has not made wrestling flourish. It's reduced it by millions. Personally, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea for them to leave Twitter, on the simple basis that if you leave the toxic culture, right, you don't read the toxic culture. That'll make a huge difference to your mentality already. People with mental health issues get it all the time as well. I tell them the same. It's like, if you've got mental health problems and you're suffering, do not go on social media, because you'll look at what people say and you'll say, what the fuck is that? Or who the fuck are these people? You know, just whatever. You don't want to be around these sorts of people. And so I admire the Young Bucks for taking actions to avoid it. But naturally, you know, it is very frustrating. Come on. There we go. Nice. Right. See it. After cutting out the negativity, I mean, I think this will only benefit AEW. As I said, wrestling used to thrive before social media, so if anything, I think it helps a little bit with the kayfabe of the Young Bucks if they stay off Twitter. Because here's the thing, like, everyone wants to talk about like how AEW aren't really offering an alternative. They're just like WWE, and you start to realize that they're really not. But then you start to realize the fans are only thinking this because of what's going on social media. This is only being said on social media because that's all these people are reading. I mean, I should be the same. I've worked it out. There's about 10, 15,000 people that are just absolutely full of hate and make sure they post on absolutely everything. I'm one of the few guys who try to post on everything, try to keep it either light and funny, or, you know, I'm just full of praise and excitement, because I know that sort of stuff, it's good. But yeah, I mean, I see it everywhere, you know, even on the serious posts, you see it. Like, when Super ACH said that he was quitting wrestling, like, the amount of people that said good, it's like, what do you mean good? It's like, seriously? Good? Like, fuck you. Like, people are just so hateful. And I thought I was a really hateful person. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm a fucking saint compared to a lot of these people. And that in itself tells you that there's a massive problem with society right now. Not just in wrestling, just in general. But wrestling will bring that more to the forefront, because it's big personalities and it's stupid things being said that made the WWE relevant in a way. Sure, it was the wrestling, but I mean, yeah, they had to separate themselves, so they come up with this soap opera style product, and the fans have all become characters of a soap opera. I mean, the way you read it, you would swear that that's the case. That half these fans are running a gimmick like Jim Cornette and just being hateful because they think it's a gimmick. Come on then. Easy money. So it's, even though I can see good reasons in all of it, none of this is a good thing. The fact that it's had to happen is what's painful. The fact that these guys who put something out there because they said we've been listening to the fans, right? And then the fans just start being dicks because they've got something new to be dickish about. Because the thing is with WWE, all the critics are bored with WWE because all the things that WWE do badly, they do badly over and over and over again. So these critics are kind of, I say critic, quote unquote critic. This music's shit. I'm not even sure where I was going with that point. But either way, we just need to stop with the negativity. I mean, if there's something you don't like, I mean, fair enough, right? And you can be critical about it, but for the love of God, don't get personal with it. I mean, I don't want to be like you're gonna hurt someone's feelings. I don't need to tell you that. Like, people have done it to you, and I know they have, because it's happened to everyone. It's very easy to get your feelings hurt. And then when you're on a national stage in front of all those television screens, in front of all those people, like, I would expect people to show just a little bit more respect. You know? Same with WWE, but then WWE don't help themselves when they treat their fans like idiots. This company, AEW, try to treat you like you're not an idiot. They try to go, well, we don't need to spoon feed you everything. You should be able to work this out. And fans are going, we can't work it out. And it's like, oh my God, this is why the WWE treat you like you're dumb. Because you are. And I don't know if it's an Americanism or if it's a wrestling fan thing. If it's a wrestling fan thing, then I must be a unique type of wrestling fan. Because I am not WWE biased. I am not AEW biased. I mean, you could call me AEW biased in that I prefer watching AEW right now, but that's just because it's newer, it's more interesting, I'm actually able to follow the stories they're telling. Like, everyone's telling me how it's so confusing. It's like, oh yeah, there's like 5 or 6 stories going on. This is like so complicated to follow. It's like, get a brain, read a book. You know, that's the problem. A lot of wrestling fans, they just come across as the sort of guys who just don't read a book. You know, they just can't read a book, that can't watch like a crime drama because the information would be an overload. Like, these fans are struggling with AEW, and they're not struggling with the stars as they claim, or the concepts. It's the storytelling. All the fans wanted was storytelling. AEW tried telling stories, and the fans go, wait, we're not prepared for this. We don't know how to read. We don't know how to think. If we don't know how to think, how are we supposed to watch AEW? You fucking idiots. This is seriously how the messages are coming across. Is people who can't follow stories calling AEW idiots for coming up with stories that may or may not be too complex for them. Do they hate the Dark Order because they're the Dark Order? No, because during the video packages everyone was happy. but throw them in a spot where they're attacking the Young Bucks and all that, etc. All of a sudden, it's like they're shit. It's too soon for a main event spot. They're mid-carders. And then you go, where's the mid-card? What mid-card in AEW? We haven't established a mid-card. Because we're 3 fucking months in. AEW, WWE and NXT all have mid-cards because WWE's been around for 70 years and NXT has been around for almost 10. Look how long it took them to introduce a concept of relevance to the women's division. It took them ages, whereas AEW introduced it immediately, and half of them are used to doing intergender matches on the independent scene. But people are still backing WWE as these trailblazers and these concept givers, and it's like, give me a fucking break. Just give me a fucking break. I am seriously done with wrestling fans. There are some positive ones out there, and I speak to them as frequently as possible to say, look, yep, I'm with you on this. Totally agree. Because we just need to stop. We need to stop with the personal remarks.
Look here, the president of the motorcycle club.
Listen, this is Tony Prince. I'll cut straight to the chase. I heard you were a savvy investor, shall we say? Yes, I like that, a savvy investor. I'm not such a savvy investor. I was gonna open up a chain of venues, only that's all gone to shit. Again, but head over to foreclosures.mazebank.com and buy one out of foreclosure. I can open you the best nightclub in the whole state, any of them, seriously. And so you don't think I don't understand, where there's nightclubs, there's cash. And when there's cash, there's money that can be washed. Anyway, think about it, for the love of all that is fine in this world.
You checked out that laptop back there at all? Devil makes work for idle hands, and the best way to commune directly with the son of a bitch is with a laptop in the back there. I don't know why you're standing around like that when you could be shit-kicking or making money. You all looking for something to do? Go get on the dark web. Or get blackout drunk. Do something. You checked out that laptop back there at all? Devil makes work for idle hands, and the best way to commune directly with the son of a bitch is with a laptop in the back there. I don't know why you're standing around like that when you could be shit-kicking or making money.
Look at my eyes, nigga. You think I'm fucking with you old bitch-ass niggas? Nigga, the only thing you fucking with is too much. Now get the